Hello there and welcome back. Tonight we will embark on a gentle journey into the vast realm of our cosmic neighborhood, turning our gaze toward the magnificent world often called the gentle giant, Jupiter's most peaceful secrets. What makes this immense presence unlike any other planet? Let us settle in, take a calming breath, and explore the wonders of this colossal body, which has quietly influenced the orbits and paths of surrounding objects for billions of years. In many ways, Jupiter is a gatekeeper of sorts, its sheer size and mass not only distinguishing it as the largest planet known in our solar system, but also allowing it to capture or deflect smaller bodies, an action that has helped preserve the delicate balances around our Sun for ages. As we drift through the stillness of space, we notice Jupiter presenting a mesmerizing spectacle of swirling layers, each composed primarily of hydrogen and helium, the same fundamental ingredients that fuel our local star. Yet despite that similarity, Jupiter itself never reached the threshold needed to ignite nuclear fusion, so it rests as a silent companion, far from the warmth of the sun but standing out in brightness whenever we observe it from afar. If we focus gently on its appearance, we might see subtle bands of color, softly curving across the surface like ribbons in a slow-motion dance. These bands are formed by differing temperatures and chemical compositions, creating zones and belts that merge and shift around the globe. In the midst of these rolling features lies perhaps Jupiter's most famous landmark, the Great Red Spot. This towering storm, first observed through rudimentary instruments centuries ago, has been swirling faithfully for at least 350 years, though some observers suspect it may be even older. It is so large that multiple Earths could fit within its perimeter. Yet despite its formidable scale, the Great Red Spot glides calmly across Jupiter's surface, an enduring reminder of the intense weather patterns caused by the distinctive properties of its atmosphere. Although storms do arise in other places, few can hold a candle to this epic phenomenon. The red spot is sustained by the interplay of heat within Jupiter's deep interior, as well as the powerful Coriolis forces created by the planet's rapid rotation. Indeed, Jupiter rotates once every 9.9 hours or so, a pace that is astonishingly swift for such a large body. That fast spin stretches the clouds into bands, creating strong jet streams and swirling eddies, a spectacle of atmospheric movement that has attracted the attention of skywatchers for centuries. Some of the earliest notable observers used modest tools from their backyards or small observatories, capturing glimpses of Jupiter's mottled surface and capturing faint sketches to record the position and shape of that persistent spot. Today, with modern instruments, we can study Jupiter's structure more deeply, but that does not make it any less awe-inspiring. When we think of this giant, we often imagine swirling clouds, towering storms and astonishing colors, yet another breathtaking aspect lies just beyond the visible surface. Jupiter's immense magnetic field, generated by the dynamo effect within its metallic hydrogen core, extends outward millions of kilometers in every direction, forming the largest continuous structure in our solar environment. If we were able to sense those charged particles interacting with Jupiter's magnetosphere, we might be surprised by how expansive and protective that veil can be. The field lines capture charged particles sweeping in from outside regions, creating spectacular displays that we call auroras near the poles. These luminescent glows, driven by Jupiter's internal dynamo and the vigorous flow of charged particles, can be up to hundreds or even thousands of times stronger than those found on Earth, dwarfing our own northern lights in size and intensity. For centuries, astronomers have been fascinated with these emissions, searching for patterns and clues that might help us understand Jupiter's interior. While we cannot simply peer straight into the giant's core, these swirling lights are like signposts, allowing us to indirectly observe motions and energies at work deep below the cloud tops. In addition to those glimmering qualities, Jupiter offers a clue about how our home star system might have formed. Some theories suggest that Jupiter's early presence and gravitational dominance influenced where other objects settled or scattered, ultimately allowing small rocky bodies to merge peacefully in certain regions of space. For that reason, some call Jupiter the cosmic shield, while others see it as a cosmic caretaker, whose enormous gravity has protected Earth-like worlds from excessive bombardment, though many smaller fragments have found themselves caught in that gravitational snare over time. Moreover, in times past, Jupiter's bright, steady glow beckoned ancient observers to wonder about its nature, assigning mythological stories and attributing divine significance to its slow, stately path across the sky. Modern science, equipped with a clearer lens, reveals that though Jupiter lacks a solid surface, the fluid layers flowing through its interior create heat and produce partial convection currents that rise and fall, shaping the belts and zones we see from a distance. As we imagine floating gently above these clouds, we might notice variations in light and color, with ammonia crystals forming high in the atmosphere, their pale tones contrasting subtly against deeper, more rust-toned layers below. The interplay of chemical elements such as ammonia, sulfur, water, and trace organics results in an ever-shifting tapestry, painting a portrait of continuous change. Yet for all its restless weather, Jupiter conveys a calming presence, as if it is content to observe silent centuries passing. We can turn our gaze to the great red spot once again, and try to appreciate how intensely it must swirl. However, in the scale of the planet's entire atmosphere, it is only one storm among many. There are also smaller ovals and colorful bands that appear and fade in a matter of months or years, reminding us that no feature is truly permanent. Even the red spot itself has changed in size and hue over time, sometimes shifting to a more pastel tone, sometimes constricting slightly so that it appears to shrink from its earlier expanses, yet it remains persistent enough that we can say it has been there for generations, a sentinel of windy permanence in a world of gas and cloud. If we look deeper, there is mystery hidden away in the depths, because scientists suspect that hundreds of kilometers below the visible top of the atmosphere lies an enormous sea of supercritical fluid hydrogen. Under the intense pressures that exist inside Jupiter, hydrogen undergoes transformations that do not occur naturally at the pressures we experience here on Earth. Beneath that, eventually there may be a core of denser materials, possibly representing a mixture of rock and metallic hydrogen, but details of that interior remain an active topic of research, since we only have indirect measurements of how gravity and magnetic fields behave, lacking direct observational data from so far below the swirling cloud layers. Nonetheless, Jupiter is in no hurry to reveal all its secrets. It floats calmly, quite removed from the central star. Most days it is bathed in faint solar light, but not nearly as strongly as our planet, giving it cooler overall temperatures that cause the different chemical compounds in the upper layers to shift through subtle color changes. Gazing upon that vast swirling surface, it is easy to be lulled into a dreamy reverie, imagining the hush of space and the gentle hum of cosmic dust passing us by. Even though we talk about powerful storms and colossal energies, There is also an unmistakable trance-like stillness when we observe Jupiter from a respectful distance, since sound cannot carry in the vacuum of space, and every motion we see is enveloped in silence. It is truly awe-inspiring to contemplate how humans have recorded this enormous sphere across many centuries, evolving from curious stargazers to methodical astronomers. Our earliest ancestors may have associated Jupiter with gods or mystical forces, whereas now, we pass chemical spectra and measure gravitational anomalies with precise instruments, trying to uncover how this giant shaped the destiny of our home region. Jupiter has always been a magnet for scientific inquiry, hosting phenomena as diverse as swirling spots, extremes of atmospheric pressure, and a magnetic domain that dwarfs most anything else we know in the vicinity of our Sun. As we explore these layers of discovery, let us return to the notion of Jupiter as a caretaker, quietly sculpting the orbits of smaller objects, occasionally capturing them in a cosmic dance, saving others from collision, or guiding them elsewhere. It is intriguing to wonder whether, without Jupiter's immense pull, our celestial environment might have been radically different, perhaps more crowded, or more frequently subject to large impacts. These are the ancient puzzles that astrohistorians and scientists attempt to piece together, using clues from crater distributions and the orbital patterns of smaller bodies. Perhaps we owe a subtle debt to Jupiter for its gravitational guardianship, a silent watch through countless millennia. Regardless, one cannot deny that Jupiter remains a fascinating figure in our cosmic story, its swirling stripes beckoning us to probe deeper and expand our understanding of how complex atmospheric systems behave on immense scales. The storms, driven by heat rising from within, are an enduring reminder of how dynamic a large rotating body can be, even if it lacks a solid crust. The rapid spin forced as fast winds creates zones of swirling chaos and helps maintain that powerful magnetosphere that extends far out into space, capturing energetic particles that then cascade toward the poles, resulting in light displays that are staggering in their scope. It is a sobering thought that these luminous flares, though dwarfed by distance, might still be glimpsed as faint glows by specialized instruments, giving us a hint of the electric forces at play beneath Jupiter's somber exterior. Yet for all these powerful and dramatic elements, there is a peace to Jupiter. Its atmosphere, with all its commotion, also contains patches of pale calm, and from a distance, these swirling patterns can appear almost tranquil, like muted brushstrokes on a watercolor canvas. Indeed, to an observer drifting quietly above its rotating clouds, the impression might be of gentle waves lapping in slow motion, with no sound or agitation, just the faint motion of stripes in subdued light. Perhaps that is why Jupiter has captivated so many. It offers both the extremes of cosmic power and the allure of a serene vantage point, beckoning us onward to discover new layers of scientific truth. The story of Jupiter is intricately tied to the formation narrative of our star system. Many lines of evidence point to it being one of the earliest objects to condense from the primordial disk of gas and dust that once swirled around the young Sun. As it grew in mass, it reached a point where its gravity was influential enough to rearrange orbits, scatter materials, and even pave the way for smaller rocky bodies to assemble relatively unscathed. In that sense, Jupiter has been a participant in the cosmic timeline for more than 4 billion years, a saga spanning from the earliest days of star birth to our current epoch. in which we have advanced technological means to probe its secrets. Even after all this time, fresh storms can bloom on the surface, new changes can appear, and the great red spot can wax and wane, reminding us that everything in the universe is in flux, though some changes occur on timescales longer than a human lifespan. Perhaps that is what makes Jupiter so soothing to contemplate in the midst of our own daily concerns. It dwells in a realm where centuries pass in stately procession, huge storms persist for hundreds of years, and chemical transformations unfold at a pace that reminds us of how fleeting our own vantage truly is. The knowledge that Jupiter is out there, shining faintly in the sky, might offer us a comforting sense of assurance. The cosmos is vast, life continues, and the great forces that shape our reality carry on, regardless of our day-to-day anxieties. As we hover in our imaginations above Jupiter's softly curved limb, bathed in the faint glow of distant sunlight, we might take a moment to appreciate the swirling interplay of hydrogen, helium, and other trace gases that together yield the tapestry of color and texture. We might also reflect on our place in this grand expanse, remembering that scientific fascination with Jupiter has led us to deeper insights about the origins of worlds and the nature of atmospheric chemistry. And in the quiet hush of evening, we let that knowledge settle gently, a soothing lullaby of cosmic understanding. We trust that just as Jupiter has been here for eons, so will it continue to whirl, unaffected by the comings and goings of our smaller realm, always offering up a graceful cosmic backdrop for the next generation of explorers and dreamers. In that spirit, let us draw our time together to a peaceful close, holding on to the tranquil awareness that vast domains exist beyond our narrow horizons, and that Jupiter, the gentle titan of our sky, continues its stately dance through the darkness, a silent guardian to all who wander under its watchful eye. Thank you for spending these moments of quiet exploration with me. May you find comfort in the boundless beauty of the cosmos, letting your mind rest on the thought of swirling clouds and softly turning bands, and may sleep take you gently, carrying the calm of Jupiter's timeless presence through the night. Good night and sleep well.